last time, Tim and I spent several days camped above the small town of Twin Lakes, which is just south of Leadville. After we broke camp, we headed into Leadville, where the bottom fell out on us, and many people were telling us that that's the worst rain that they'd seen in a while in Colorado. Then we headed towards Breckenridge to hang out with a friend, but the rain traced us all the way to Frisco. Could not get a hold of my friend, so we continued south or north towards the Routt National Forest, hoping that we could find some refuge from the rain, but a nice place to camp. And the rain let up a good bit, but the weather turned cold, and by the time we made camp that night, I think we were both pretty tired. It was dark, and we wound up camping just inside the national forest, just behind a road, which I think we were both glad to be off the bikes at that point. But it was a great ride nonetheless. While packing up the bike that morning, I noticed my tire was extremely worn. In fact, it just had a very thin layer protecting the cords of the tire. As you can see, this little oval patch here, so I didn't have that much longer. So I rolled up to Steamboat and tried to find out what they had for me, and they had me in and out in under an hour. I love those guys. After I got my tire back on, texted Tim, and he was hanging out with a friend who lived in Steamboat, and I decided to swing by and hang out with them for a while, and then I told Tim I was headed up into the mountains to find the perfect camping spot with internet, water, and solar power. So that's where I went. So, tent's a hammock stand.
Yes.
And that'll even drill through concrete.
I hope so. Just in case. Never know when I might camp in a rest area.
So this is the first time you pulled the tents out?
On this trip. Well, I've had it out in June, and
yeah,
somewhere else I was going to take it out, and I ended up finding some good trees.
So you don't like the trees? None of them?
Close to the road. It's alright though.
Well, there's a couple up there. You don't mind big gaps in the trees, do you? Well, I guess it's too late. You already got your system started. I'm going to set up a time lapse and watch you. Is that where you're going, right next to the bike?
Yeah, probably.
Where's your other state going? So I'm off to do laundry in the creek while Tim creates his pseudo profile on Tinder. Hell of a spot you got here. So I'm really pleased with my adventure tire. It's not so great on the pavement. I couldn't, when I first put it on, when I was leaving the dealership, I couldn't get it to turn. I had to push the shit out of it. Just wouldn't turn in. But you know, higher speeds, it felt pretty confident on the pavement. I think I ran about 80 coming up from Steamboat up here, and gripped just fine. Didn't seem like it was going to turn loose at all. But what's really good is it's really good in the dirt and the gravel, and it's given me a lot more confidence than I had before. And in addition to lots more confidence in the gravel, that street tire wouldn't turn at all. But in addition to that increased amount of confidence, I have an increased amount of rubber to replace that little condom that I had left that was covering my belts. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think there was a lot of people angry that I let my tires get that low. Like, how dare you? And they don't know me.